The biggest area of concern headed into this draft for San Francisco was definitely their offensive line, and in the 6th round, they continued to address that by drafting the guard from USC, Jarret Kingston. One thing I absolutely love about this pick is Kingston is pretty athletic. He ran his 40-yard dash in 5.02 seconds and his 10-yard split in 1.73 seconds, while he came in at 6'4", weighing 306 pounds. And I think this fits San Francisco's outside zone scheme extremely well. I can definitely see him being effective as a pulling guard in San Francisco's offense, especially if you consider the fact that he's an extremely efficient pass blocker. And I love this because San Francisco's offense was just poor in this aspect last year. For instance, they were in the back half of the league in pass protection. To really see how effective Kingston can be for San Francisco though, we're going to dive into his career up to this point and what he offers going forward. We were first introduced to Jarret Kingston at Anderson High School in Anderson, California. He was ranked as a 3-star recruit, playing both tackle and defensive end. One thing that really stood out on his high school tape was how aggressive he was in the run game, and this really reminds me of Colton McKivitz, so Chris Forrester definitely has a type. But after being ranked a 3-star recruit, he had offers from Wyoming, San Diego State, Sacramento State, Nevada, and Washington State. Ultimately, he did decide to commit to Washington State. He did later transfer to USC, but across his career, he was effective and a reliable option. He started 37 of 49 games, both at tackle and guard. I think he's more of a fit naturally at guard at the next level though. After wrapping up his career at USC, I loved what I saw out of him at the Combine. He went off. He was one of the more explosive offensive linemen across this entire class. He ran his 40-yard dash in 5.02 seconds, his 10-yard split in 1.73 seconds, he had the 31.5-inch vert, his broad jump was 9.3, and his 20-yard shuttle was 4.47 seconds while putting up the bench press an impressive 32 times. It's not like Kingston just showed off these traits at the Combine though, they shine through in his playstyle. For instance, I loved his grip strength that he showed off during pass protection. And as I mentioned earlier, he's a perfect fit for San Francisco's zone scheme. He has a great ability to really pull and get up to the next level, and once he gets there, he doesn't whiff on the block. He does a great job of squaring up and making sure he engages with the second level. But even though I love a lot of aspects of his game, there were some weaknesses. Notably, he has pretty short arms, and he also needs to widen out his base when he is blocking at times. When I look at Jarret Kingston though, I think he's the perfect developmental piece for Chris Forrester. I've seen him develop guys like Colton McKivitz, Aaron Banks, or Brindle when people have said that he's just going to be a bust. When you look at San Francisco's offense as well, Kingston plays in nicely to what San Francisco wants to do. When you watch how they play, for instance, they don't necessarily need the strongest guards, they more so value the athleticism Kingston shows off. I also love how San Francisco prioritized the player with great ability in pass protection, and I think that's going to really help unlock Brock Purdy. But these are just my thoughts, and I'd like to hear some of your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton if you liked and subscribed, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.